Oh, baby, all I need to finally see. What's going on, guys? Sombra del Piso back once again with another Bible analysis video. What we're gonna do is we're still gonna be within the book of Proverbs, you know, the wise words of King Solomon. And we're going to make connections on how these words and advice from King Solomon and his experiences from the past, and how that connects to semen retention and the practices of semen retention in a contemporary world where technology allows it easier for the public, preferably males, to sexually sin, which is the catalyst to a whole bunch of the other horrific sins that exist. So like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna get right into it. What we're doing today, the specific chapter is going to be chapter 7 of the Proverbs. So let's get right into it. He gets really, really deep. As per usual. Remember, Solomon already experienced everything that there is possible to experience in life, he's experienced. His words and advice need to be taken very, very seriously, not with any grain of salt, grain of sugar, or whatever other metaphor you'll insert to trepidatiously hearken to his advice. We got to listen to him. So first line, he says, "My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee." Of course, he's telling us to hone in, pay attention, and listen to what he has to say. I think he leads off every single chapter in the Proverbs book with these words because he wants us to continuously hone in. He knows it's a lot of information, and he knows that it's very, very powerful information, and he wants us to constantly be locked in whenever he's about to speak. Keep my commandments and live, right? If you listen to me, you will surely live, as in we're all living now. If you don't listen to his commandments, you'll technically, literally live, but you will be cast in a life of sin. You will be cast in darkness, right? And my law as the apple of thine eye. That's the focus. Listen to what I have to say. My advice should be the sparrow that you should keep your eyes focused upon. Bind them upon thy fingers and write them upon the table of thine heart. Lock this information in. Let's keep going. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. So we're back into this archetype of the strange woman. As we know, a strange woman is the one, no morals, no boundaries, no metaphysical structures within the self to accept structure, advice, powerful objective advice of ascension. And she seeks to fornicate, seeks to sleep with many, many men. And she calls it liberation. She calls it freedom. This is the strange woman. And we've already heard from my prior analyses that you sleep with a strange woman, or you mix, you enter her house metaphorically and literally, because that will eventually and inevitably lead to entering of the proverbial house. You enter that house, it's over for you. You will forfeit your life. You will forfeit your honor. Let's keep it going. Honestly, I think that this is a story. I think he's just witnessing an event that occurred within his space during his younger years. Let's keep it going. For at the window of my house, I looked through my casement and beheld among the simple ones, the individuals, the people that don't really look or are introspective about the actions of their lives or draw hypotheses about the decisions that they are to make and their consequences. Simple ones, individuals that just live their lives. I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding. Void, strong word right here. He sees young men, like most young men, especially now in this day and age, lacking of any sort of objective understanding. They go into the whole route of, let's go on social media and let's lust after this woman, or let's go on social media and be envious of this guy that seems to have worldly success. We know nothing about their internal practices. We know nothing about their disciplines. That's the young man that King Solomon is talking about. Passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house. He's talking about the strange woman and how the young man is literally en route to the strange woman's house. Remember, as a young man, the reason why, I always say that nowadays young men are getting attacked, or maybe this is probably the first time I've actually brought it up. But in this day and age, young men are getting targeted. It's horrible to be masculine. It's horrible to express any forms of the male personality, the male archetype. These things are all lambasted and filled with a whole bunch of obloquy in the news because of, I don't know, it's just an agenda that's being pushed right now. It's just pro everything but male. Young men have an abundance of sexual energy, abundance of testosterone, and inversely, they are very, very malleable to a lot of things, a lot of influences, especially the wiles and the seductive nature of the strange woman. Let's get into it again. In the twilight, in the evening. Twilight, by the way, guys, it is, I think it's an hour past midnight or something, or it's close to midnight. In the evening, in the black and dark night. Of course, he says this, he's trying to paint this picture because in twilight, in darkness is when most people commit sin, commit crime, because they believe that they're hidden under the shadows of night. But of course, the all-powerful, all-seeing light of the Manad, the true God, could pierce through all, understands the sins of many and the sins that are to come. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. Of course, the harlot is the strange woman, the promiscuous, licentious, overly sexual woman. She is trying to be alluring in her dress. This is how King Solomon describes her, alluring in her dress and subtle of heart, as in she's trying to conceal her intentions, and so she broadcasts this air, this aura of innocence, when in reality she's a pit, she's a consuming beast. This is what King Solomon knows. This is what we all know when we read these texts and we go a little far in semen retention and experience the modern day events of the contemporary world. She is loud and stubborn, her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. He's saying she's loud and stubborn. She is very proud. When a woman is loud, that means she is proud of what she knows and what she understands, because she believes what she understands to be completely true, devoid of any true objective understanding about the things of the world. Stubborn. Like I said in the previous explanation, she does not want to listen. She does not want to hearken to advice. Her feet abide not in her house. She seeks not to be within herself, to be continent. The strange woman seeks to fornicate, seeks to remove the powerful life force from the male, from the young man whose life force is incredibly abundant and strong. This is what the strange woman seeks to excavate, right? Let's continue. Lieth and wait at every corner. You see, we already spoke about this in the previous Proverbs chapter, how the strange woman is not only incredibly promiscuous, but she increaseth the transgressors among men by waiting for them and tempting them. She's an agent of the devil, the demiurge, Satan, right? Or at least she uses the same tactics as Satan and the aforementioned evil, malicious forces. So she caught him, the young man, and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day I have paid my vows. Lying, the flattery of the strange woman. Remember, her tongue is as sweet as honey. Her lips are like as smooth as oil. Temptation, tempting to the young man. Young man devoid of any experience, right? And of course, very, very gung-ho in his actions, in just exploring the world and seeing everything that is to be seen. He just goes straight into it, this experience, without any sort of notice. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I found thee. She admitted that she was looking for the young male. And we know why she was looking for the young male. For the life force, for the energy to disrupt his practice of, or perhaps route or trajectory of living his life in a very straightforward, narrow way. Now she's tempting him some more. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. The strange woman has things of worldly success, things of the world to tempt the young men, to tempt the male that's on the practice of semen retention, that's went through some of these experiences and understood that they only end in horror. They only end in pain, physical, spiritual, and mental pain. And she's trying to tempt this young man in this experience that Solomon has witnessed from his high place. figuratively and literally. She's trying to tempt him with all these things. You know, I have this wonderful silk from Egypt, right? I have these carved works that require a lot of time and money to obtain. Let's keep going. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. Asking, just wanting him, asking him, trying to persuade him to have sex, trying to persuade him to fornicate, to do that very, very sacred act of union between the male and the female in order to bind the experiences. As I said in my previous video of semen retention, the penalty of fornication. Of course, the penalty of fornication, assuming that you are fornicating with the wrong individual. This example in particular is the wrong individual. For the good man, she's talking about her husband now. For the good man is not at home. He has gone a long journey. He hath taken a bag of money with him and will come at the day appointed. She is tempting the young male to sin sexually with her. And she's already breaking one of the commandments, saying that thou shalt not commit adultery. Of course, remember, we heard in the New Testament, Jesus re-explaining why the sin of adultery is so bad. Not only he then goes to say, listen, adultery is not just sleeping with someone's wife or just sleeping around when you are not married. Adultery is when you look at a woman sexually. You have already committed adultery in the heart. So the experience will come out eventually. She is coming not only with the invitation of sex, but she is also tempting him to do wrong against the Almighty. The strange woman is full of horror. She is full of destruction to the soul and to the ascendant. Let's keep going. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. He gave up, he surrendered his defense. He's a young man, he doesn't know any different, and especially, when he doesn't have any guidance. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straight away. He's gung-ho about the sexual experience with the woman, the strange woman, because she is tempting, she is alluring. As an ox goeth to slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks. Right? Because we already know his soul is condemned. It's over for him. He was caught. He was ensnared by her wiles, her temptations, her seductions, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Look, King Solomon, he explains everything so well because he has been through the experience. When you have been through the experience of sexual sin, when you have witnessed the levels that the man's psyche and the soul going through when you sleep with a woman that does not have good means, that is the archetype of the strange woman, you see the metaphysical changes in your reality. There's contention, there is woe, there is pain, there is destruction, there is perverseness of the intellect. Right? You seek to gain intellect only to gain things of the world. You no longer seek to ascend for the sake of the divine or the sake of the liberation of all souls from this place. This is the problem. King Solomon says the young man goes into the experience with the woman. He's aggressive, he's excited because the woman has everything that could put a man at ease. The wonderful linen, the alluring clothes and attire of a harlot, which is meant to be seductive, not appealing to the spirit. The moment the act is conceived, you have started the fornication. It's almost as if the young male is like a bird hasteth to the snare, knoweth not that it is for his life. His life. She hunted after him to take his energy, to remove him from his essence. Let's continue. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Reeling it in, guys, this is the experience that King Solomon has showed us, has painted for us. He told us the entirety of the experience on both sides, the description of the young male, the description of the harlot, the strange woman, and the union of them both, and what has happened to the soul and the spirit of the young male as a result. Let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her path. Stay away from the strange and alluring woman. They are meant to remove you from your essence. For she hath cast down many. wounded. Yeah. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. This is all written. Let's read it again. Let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her paths, for she hath cast down many wounded. Yeah, many strong men have been slain by her. Do you understand what he's saying? Him included. Many men, many young men, many older men, many experienced men, many proud men, many men on the path of semen retention, ascending men have been ensnared in the trap of the strange woman. The strange woman is almost as powerful as the dragon religion, the religion of the all-consuming, the religion of the destruction of the fellow man in order to gain success in this temporary, finite, physical reality. The strange woman is one of the Hydra's heads of this religion, of this finite physical world. You have to be completely diligent. You have to be completely ascertaining of the forces and the facets and the angles of attack that the strange woman will try to ensnare you with. She hath cast down many wounded. Yeah. Many strong men have been slain by her. He's not talking about death of the physical body, the heart stopping or, something going through the brain. He is talking about many souls, many spirits of light on the trajectory of ascension have been cut short and destroyed by the strange woman. Her house, this is the last line, her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death, all written by King Solomon. King Solomon has already been through these. This is the reason why this is even more important, right? Is because it's a man that had all of Israel, all the tribes of Israel under his command. It's a man that almost escaped the punishment that was cast by the Almighty, the manad, that was done by his forefathers, King David, through his sexual sin. He almost escaped King Solomon, but he made the same mistake again. And at the end of his life, he wrote all these Proverbs to not dissuade, confuse, and to keep the young males of the contemporary age on track. We must hearken to his words. Everything he has to say, we must listen to, or else we're going to end up like this, like in this situation. We have the reason why things are the way they are. Masculinity is bad. Athleticism or assertiveness is bad, especially in young males or males in general, is because we have a lot of men that have been slain. A lot of men in high places that follow the religion of the world religions that accept the separation of, oh, he's Jewish, so he's different, or he's Muslim, he's different, even though we all read the same book. And even if we didn't read the same book, the Bhagavad Gita, the Tripitaka, the Holy Bible, we're all saying the same things: continence in sex, ascension of the spirit, and uplifting of all of humanity. We're all saying the same things, but the males of this world have been slain by the strange woman. And they have lost their spirits. They have lost sight of the real goal. This is the problem. And they lead this world. And they are also carrying young men into the deep pits, the deep void of destruction of the spirit. The idea is we have to heed the Proverbs. We have to heed the advice from the Old Testament and the New Testament, and wherever we can get objective advice of spiritual enlightenment, right? And try to seek people that are also on this journey to change the trajectory of this world. The world is already condemned. The world is already led by horrible wickedness. So now it is up to us to do what we have to do in order to change things, change the trajectory, change the fate of this world. And that is all I have to say today. Like, comment, subscribe, of course. If you like the video, share the video with some peers and some friends and whatnot. We're going to continue doing this Bible analysis because it's been very, very fun. And not only fun, but it's been very, very enlightening for me as well, because it helped me remember a lot, about the Bible. It made me remember a lot of the important lessons that these stories have to communicate. Don't let this world get you down. We have spirits everywhere that do not like the word of the Bible and not even like the word, but don't like the objective, spiritual, ascending advice of the people that came before us. That's just the way it is. And stay radiant. I'll see you guys in the next one. Woo!